fans, thanks for clicking today's Reddit D Rose report. Whether you haven't found out or not yet, horrible news. WWE announced tragic news this evening, yesterday evening by the way. Paul Bearer passed away. WWE says they're saddened to learn of the passing of William Moody, also known as Paul Bearer. Moody made his debut in 1991 as manager of The Undertaker and went on to become a more memorable part of WWE over the course of the next 20 years. He also actually didn't start out, I don't believe, with Undertaker. I think he came out with Rick Rude, and then he went. Brother Love came out with Undertaker, and of course, then they found out about Paul Bearer's past. He did work at a funeral home. In some sort of a way, and anyway, they switched them around, and so that went on. But PWI Insider reports that William Moody had openly told several people that he hadn't been feeling very well for some time now, and recently pulled himself off of some of the regular bookings next month, citing not feeling well. Bearer's last tweets were March 2nd. And he reportedly passed away about 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time yesterday evening. He would have been 59 years old this month. And condolences, of course, goes to the family. There was all kinds of remarks and comments and everything on the internet today from all kinds of wrestlers about him. And I'm sure they're going to have something about him this Friday on SmackDown, because The Undertaker just came back. You know they were close. Also, he'd been really ill for years, but I think he became diabetic, of course, you know, just being too heavy. And he had that bariatric surgery, and I believe, if I remember right reading about this, WWE paid for it. And, of course, then he had to recover from that, lost a lot of weight, and still, there's usually lingering effects. Not from the surgery, but, just being diabetic and things. I haven't seen yet really what happened. I don't know if that, a heart attack or what. I'll let you know. WWE reportedly confiscated several, this is awful, Jack Swagger DUI signs at this past Monday's Raw. Word of Raw was that Paul Heyman's going to be doing double duty at WrestleMania 29, as he's going to be in the corner of both Brock and CM Punk. That is nothing compared to what Bobby Heenan used to do at WrestleMania. Came out with all kinds of people. And Monday's old school edition of WWE Raw did a 3.54 rating with, believe it or not, they got over that hump, 5 million viewers. Viewership was a healthy 6% up from the previous week, and the best viewership for Raw since the night after Royal Rumble. In January, where here's the hourly breakdown. First hour did 4,968,000. Then the second hour went up to 5,239,000, and then the third hour did a 4,847,000. And New York City's nightclub comedy Carolinas on Broadway has announced they're going to be roasting the Sheik, the Iron Sheik. Anyway, it's going to be taking place on Thursday, April 4th, and will be hosted by the Hot 97 DJ Peter Rosenberg. And the official synopsis kind of goes this way. But anyway, it's called Carolinas on Broadway. I'm not familiar with it. It says legendary pro wrestler Iron Sheik will catch plenty of heat when a stable of the country's best comedians and former grapplers, especially a special surprise guest, gather at ringside at the comedy mecca of Carolinas on Broadway for roasting the Iron Sheik. And says it's the ultimate screw job when the Sheik faces hilarious, no-holds-barred assaults that would even make the funniest and toughest heel tap out. No doubt Sheik will show no signs of ring rust, and will be no shortage of cheap shots on his own. And it's a must-see event for any fan of the Squared Circle. Don't want to miss the Mania. So get your tickets now. Tickets go on sale Wednesday, March 6th, 10 a.m. For you guys there in New York, I'd be down the street in a minute to see that. because I don't know how he roasts everybody. I can't even say roast. I don't know what you want to call it. He does the people, runs them down big time. But hey, put your earplugs on. Brad Maddox did commentary for the main event SmackDown at last night's taping in Albany, New York, and this week's SmackDown commentary will be done by Maddox, Michael Cole, Josh Matthews, since JBL is high on a mountain. WWE's confirmed that Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman is going to be responding to Triple H's WrestleMania 28 challenge on this coming Monday's Raw from Indianapolis, Indiana. Triple H is also scheduled to appear that night, so I would suspect there might be a fight. Word coming out of Raw that WWE no longer wants Ric Flair to do anything really physical. Well, he threw some, chops at old Big E Langston on Raw. Don't expect him to take any bumps or get into any brawls on WWE TV anyway. There's some sort of health issue that WWE is concerned about with Flair, but the feeling is that they would rather be safe than sorry. I would suspect it would be his blood pressure. That sucker's face can turn red quicker than that stop sign out in front of the house. Yeah, there's one in front. But anyway, Daniel Bryant, MLB player Josh Reddick of the Oakland A's, they got an agreement to beard off challenge. The terms of the challenge are beard off until the till year's end. Fans vote. Loser shaves it off. Reddick agrees to the terms, and they don't even know each other. He's a fan of WWE. I mean, they've never met. CMT has agreed to the pilot episode of Steve Austin's Broken Skull Ranch, and according to Hollywood Reporter, the pilot's going to be featuring, I guess, 6 contestants against each other in a series of challenges on Austin's Texas ranch. CMT also confirmed that there's a 3rd season of Renegade Island, hosted by Austin. Scheduled air dates for both shows hadn't been revealed yet. I'll let you know. Ric Flair gets the superstar spotlight on his homepage, WWE.com, today. Just a reminder, there's a new episode of Robot Combat League, hosted by Chris Jericho. Prepares, it might have been, I don't know if it was tonight at 10 p.m. or I'm reading yesterday's stuff, and it was last night. I don't know. 10 p.m. sci-fi anyway. Hey, Howard Finkel is currently in the superstar spotlight on WWE website for some unknown reason. Happy birthday to WCW US champion and tag team champion, former David Flair, 34 years old. 2-time WWF Intercontinental Champion Sean Morley, or Val Venus, 42 years old. 2-time TNA Champion Mr. Anderson, 37. Former WWE wrestler Chad Wicks, 35. And 1-time world-class television champion, remember old Killer Khan? Wasn't around very long, but he's 66 now. Michael Cole no longer uses the old Kerwin White theme song. He's been coming out to a more generic contemporary rock song for whatever reason. And dark main event after last night's SmackDown taping in Albany saw Sheamus, Ryback, and Orton defeat Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose by DQ again. The DQ came when Reigns used the steel chair, the baby faces, then hit the finishers to end the show, send everybody home happy, and that's about it. Anyway, that's I hate that about Paul Bearer. I wish they could have had him in old school. And you know what I thought about the old school wrestling too? It seemed like they would have had maybe Shawn Michaels there, since they had the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, and I don't know. There was a lot of people they could have had on that show, but I guess because they did such a good... now, of course, there wasn't any ball games or things like that on last night, but I mean Monday night. But, hey, they got a good rating out of it. It could have been some people wanted to see some old school people, and most likely they might have heard that The Undertaker was going to be in. I don't know who said that ahead of time. Well, I think I did. Might have worked. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. I got to go.